All right, welcome to another episode of Ganked, where I show you the right and wrong of your ship fits, and we all learn at your expense. Yes, so if you are one of these people, we're going to learn at your expense. Today's special is Blockade Runners. Now, Blockade Runners are kind of a special animal because they can't be scanned for cargo, and they are very quick. They can fly cloaky. They're good in null. They're also good in high sec, but they don't hold a whole lot of cargo. And so basically the idea is you want to be able to be cloaky. You want to be able to be very fast to line. And you want to have enough tank to survive a smart bomb. Yes, even in high sec. So what we got here is there's another factor to all this, which is that if you are flying a blockade runner, you do not go in and out of the trade stations, because flying into the trade station or flying out of the trade station, people will shoot you just because you're a blockade runner, because they can't scan your cargo. And so it's a loot piñata. They don't know what you got, but they want to see. And so if they're curious, then they are, potentially going to get you. So let's see here. Let's open up some of these. And wow, these are all like appearing in trade hub systems. So here we go for the first one. Okay. So his ship is actually not very expensive, 223 million, and he didn't have anything on him. He had cargo. He had 4 dreadnought system diagrams. I don't think those are very big. So he had 75 million worth of cargo. And do you need a cargo expander for that? Because by putting in that cargo expander there, he undoubtedly has gone from 3 ticks to higher, like 4 ticks. He also has lowered his EHP, and he is probably one shot by a tornado. So MacGybo, I've seen this guy's name all over the place. So this guy, in fact, maybe he's even shot me before. This guy shoots blockade runners in and out of Jita. This is at Jita Station, and not very far away. It says 0.69 kilometers. That's like right at undock, right? So can't tell if this guy was landing or if he was leaving, but he got popped. Now, thank God he wasn't carrying a whole bunch of really expensive blueprints or something like that, because, that would really suck extra. This guy is fit for nullification if he's going into nullsec, but obviously Jita is more dangerous. Here's another one. Okay, how interesting. So he's double cargo expanded, and then these are medium cargo hold optimizations. So he's trying to get as much cargo space as he can. And he's doing that, and then he has here a warp core stabilizer, Tech 1. Maybe he couldn't fit a Tech 2, I don't know. But Tech 1, which he's going to try and use to get away from somebody else if they scram him or disrupt. The fact is, though, is that, he didn't even stand a chance. So here's this guy here in a tornado, and he probably one-shot him. So this is useless, absolutely useless in there. And you lower your EHP with these. If you're trying to haul large amounts, with a blockade runner, you're probably not using the blockade runner right. And so people like flying blockade runners because they warp fast and such. I mean, even fit like this, it's probably around 10 AU, which is very fast. It's nice, to be that fast. But the fact is that it's not, it's just not a good idea to be fit this way. You really should be fit to have really fast alignment and have some tank to withstand smart bombs. So, okay, here's another one. This is a prorater. It's an Amar blockade runner. This guy obviously is probably not doing anything in high sec, or I mean anything in null, and he is not got. Well, he's got some probes on him in his cargo hold. Does he have a probe launcher? No. So all he has is a few probes in here, and his financial losses are not huge, but he is cargo expanded. So by having these in and having these in, one, his tank is really small, very small. He can't withstand a hit. And again, it's a tornado sitting here. And so they shoot him. This tornado, by the way, is worth probably 75 million, maybe 100 million, the way it's fit. And 126 million, 193 million, 139 million, 193 million. So these guys in their tornadoes, they are, let's see here at his losses here. 124 million and 130 million. So he's just getting taken out by these things. That's fine. It's like it doesn't cost them very much. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to find that fat loot. So no, this is not a fit review, Trollmonger, in that way. This is more about, okay, if you go and if you're dumb and you get killed in your blockade runner and it was within the last, week or two, then you might be on here. If it was in high sec and you were ganked. Otherwise, you won't make the list. Here's another one. Okay, so these are the Deluge. While it's a blockade runner, I believe that its major thing is its cargo hold is for PI. And so I believe, I haven't run one of these, but I believe that the actual cargo hold is smaller than the other blockade runners. And so he's got everything. What are we seeing here? We're seeing this is a medium velocity optimizer. So he's trying to get some speed. And then, but he's cargo expanded, which makes himself really thin. And so they shot him with two tornadoes. And this is Dodixie. See, every trade hub is a place where you can be shot. And by the way, October is Crimson Harvest, where more of your stuff drops whenever you get killed. And if they pod you, they get a chance of getting any implants as well. And so it's going to be really vicious out. Now, what is he holding that's worth so much? He's got a Mentanox Moon Drill, two of them, at 1.4 billion. And then he's got some other stuff. So basically, they paid for their shot here because the total dropped. Oh, the total dropped is only 161 million. They did not make money. Many of them will tell you, many of the gankers will tell you, it's not about the money. I kid you not. That's what they're going to tell you. It's not about the money. And so, you know, do I believe them? I don't know. All right, here's a crane. I was flying one of these earlier today, and I did not go into a MAR with it. I mean, went into a MAR the system. I did not fly into a MAR the station. And medium cargo hold optimization, trying to get as much cargo space as you can. And by doing that, you are giving up your alignment time, which is one of the benefits of these. And you are giving up your tankiness. Now, they threw a lot. Oh, Legion threw a lot at this guy. So Legion, he's here from time to time in chat, and you know, that's quite a few catalysts at it. I don't know. He must have. How did he know that he was carrying something? Because you can't scan them. You can't scan them. So, you know, interdiction sphere launchers, 20 or 40 of them dropped. So total dropped 178 million. These right here, what are they about? Are they looking at about 15 million each for the cost of these when fitted? Something like that. So he didn't really make money. But okay, here's one that is fit. Yeah, here's one that is fit better. So this one probably has a 3-tick alignment time. It has a little bit of shield on it. It's set up for going in null, and he's at Jita undock. This is, again, why I use a different ship to undock from Jita. I take it to another station within Jita, and then that is where I transfer the goods and hop into the different ship. So, he's got a good fit. The problem was actually going into Jita. That's the problem. And flying in and out of Jita, very dangerous. Very dangerous. So, yeah. And did he dropped 974 ISK worth of stuff. Yes. All right. So, oh my God. Okay, so here's another one. So the reason that I think people fly prorators sometimes is that they are trying to get as much cargo space out of a DST they possibly can. And so they got their medium cargo hold optimizers here, and then the expanded cargo here, which just makes you so easy to shoot. So he only did 3,700 damage and killed him. And that's one volley. Now, I think that tornadoes can hit, about 12,000 in damage in a single volley? I'm not 100% sure on that. I think that's what I remember off the top of my head. So they can hit about 12,000 per volley. And it takes them a long time to get to the cycle again. So they're only getting one shot off. They are hitting you with high alpha damage and hoping to take you out. So this guy was paper thin, and these are really good shot from 50, 75K away. They're a very good shot. This guy dropped only 11 million. Again, the reason I think that a lot of these are really small on the loot is that they don't know what they have. They just see it and take the opportunity. So, all right, let's take a look at some more here. So here is another crane, And again, cargo expanded to the max. This guy dropped 422 million worth of stuff. Single shot tornado here at Jita undock. Go figure. So let's see. Graphite is what they dropped, 400 million worth. So, here's what I do. If I have 400 million worth of this stuff and it's really small and I want my Blockade runner to run it, my Blockade runner is in another station in the same system. I'll undock in my freighter even and put that in there. Nobody's going to shoot my freighter for 400 million in loot unless they're bored and just want something to shoot. And I'll fly the freighter to the next station and then swap ships and go on my way. So if I have to deliver it, if I were delivering things to another, like let's say I'm taking a contract run from Jita to Amar. Well, if that's the case, then I will have another ship down there in Amar that is parked at not the main trade hub that I can transfer into, and I can transfer that stuff into. And like a DST would be much cheaper or whatnot, so transfer it over to a DST, fly in, do your thing. So, yeah, another one that's just bit the dust. All right, so is this, he's got cargo hold again. This one, okay, so Mimitar as an overall class of ships has faster alignment by design than other than the other Empire ships. And so by having this in here, he's giving up what could be, this is one that I don't know, but potentially could be a 2-tick alignment. And by not having the right rigs in here, and by having a warp core stabilizer in here, and they only did 6,600 damage to him, so he wasn't very tanky. And did they got him at a different station in Akami, the Foundry Refinery. So this could have been better. This could have been better. And if you put a nanofiber in here and then a couple of hyperspatial velocity optimizers, he could be much better in here. And then let's see here. This one isn't even fit all the way. How much did he drop? 143 million, taken out by a single shot. Oh, God, this guy's all over the place. And he's doing it on the cheap. Medium cargo hold optimization 1s. He's got a warp core stabilizer, which I think is just a waste in these ships, honestly. I don't think that warp core stabilizers belong in these ships. I'd rather see it in like a deep space transport or something like that than I would in here, because out of all of these that we've looked at so far, pay attention to this. Out of all these that we've looked at so far, how many of them showed having a scram on it? None of them that I've seen so far. Almost all of them are one-shot by tornadoes. So the tornadoes are set up for quick lock, bam, high alpha. And this guy's a victim of that. And did he drop anything interesting? Stand up, Motorola missile launcher, so it's for a station. All right, another crane. And at Jita undock, he dropped 150 million. They decided to throw 2 ships at him and hitting him for 7,500. By the way, so if they can do 12,000 each, and like I have, my crane is at 23 or 24,000 DHP without the shield on, and if I have the adaptive shield on, then it's another 10,000. I would survive them attempting to shoot me because they're only going to get one volley off each, and they're not going to get more than that because the cycle time on the gun is it hits you with really high alpha, but the DPS overall is kind of low because it takes so long for it to cycle back around to shoot again. And by that time, especially if they're a Jita undock, Concord's already all over them. So they're probably not going to get another shot off. And so I believe in tank and alignment. And so there is a bit of tank here. But let's see, that's low friction nozzle. Okay, so that's good. That's for now that's for, let's see, low friction nozzle is for alignment, hyperspatial is for warp speed. So I think this is the right fit. The only thing I don't like is this right here. I'd rather see another inertia stabilizer in there. That way he could be at 4 ticks instead of 5. So, oh, and the moon drill fits in the special cargo hold. Okay, there we go. That's why the other one is fitting in there. So, all right. Okay. Whoa. What is this guy? So this fit is interesting. So he's got some big stuff here on his fit, and but he's got cargo hold optimization. So he's trying to compensate for the low EHP by having all of this. Now I really like that this is all passive. So this is all passive here, which means that he could actually potentially could withstand it when you get caught unexpectedly and you haven't turned on your adaptive shield, you know, and stuff. But the fact that he is got these rigs that give him cargo hold over EHP, its drawback is EHP. These give cargo hold off the drawback of EHP. And so he's just trying to compensate with this. Whereas if he had the proper stuff in here, and if he didn't have this expanded cargo holds in here, and if he had in here, you know, the low friction nozzle joints or whatever, then he'd be quicker on you know, alignment. He might have been tanky enough, and he wouldn't be able to carry as much, but he might still be alive. So I don't think it's that difficult. You can see the type of damage they're doing, 5,000, you know, 7,000 or whatnot. So because I don't try and expand my cargo hold out real big on my DSTs, when I have been shot, I have survived. And I really wish that, like, your combat records would show, like, when you've been shot and survived, because I have been shot and survived in my DST as a gank attempt more times than I have lost DSTs. And it'd be really nice to see that survival record and not just a death record, because you look at it and you go, oh, he's died 20 times. Well, you know, I also survived 40 times. And so I would have survived this, no problem. No problem at all. And it's because I'm not trying to get out there and do stuff. Let's see, what did he drop? He's got a lot of loot here and everything. Loot and salvage is what it looks like. So he might have been completely full. But, okay, you know what? A deep space transport's probably your answer. A lot more tanky. If you use the impel and you use the implants to, you use the implants for your armor implants, then on an impel overheated, you can get 1,040,000 EHP on an impel, a deep space transport. Now, people are not going to throw that kind of ships at you unless they really, really, really want you. And they won't know that you have those implants in. And those implants make up for around 300
opportunity ass kicker.
300
Legacy 1186 just subscribed.
/300 to 400,000 EHP on the bonuses when it's overheated. And so you're 600 to 700,000 EHP native, and the gankers are not going to compensate and take it from 600 or 700,000 of damage they need to do up to 1 million. That is a 30 to 40% increase, and they're just, most people don't run those implants, and so they most of the time do not compensate for that unless you are on Twitch talking about the shit that you do and they know what implants you have in. Yes. So, you know, that's how it is, right? Okay. So, let's see here. This one's interesting. It's a prowler, and they took it out with 2 ships. He was about 7,000 DHP. Are these cargo hold up? Yep, they're cargo hold optimizers again. I mean, what is the deal? Huh? Like, why? So, you know, he's trying to get just raw shield and not any bonuses to resistances. And so, things that make you go, yeah. This guy's a Jita undock. Guys, you got to do it different at the trade hubs. You just got to do it different. And so let's see here. Now, this one's interesting. Okay, this is a crane. And cargo hold optimizers again. See, everybody's thinking, oh, I need to carry more stuff, and I need to go faster. That's what this is for. This right here, the limited hyperspatial accelerator, how much is that one worth? The limited is only 8 million. He's lucky he didn't have one of the other ones. There's another one that's above that is a couple 100 million. And what that does is that makes you warp faster. Not get to warp faster, it just makes you warp faster. So instead of 10 AU, you're going 10.5 AU. And if you are flying all over the place, then that's worth it. But you also need to compensate appropriately. Like, I wonder if I made something that was super quick on the warp speed and had a certain amount of EHP, like, could I get the highest warp speed with, say, 25,000 EHP on a DST? Because 25,000, I think, would survive most things. This right here, this guy was taken out by a Thrasher and 2 Catalysts. So, you know, and she's on fire. Oh, yeah. You know, This one sounds worthy of, just because of the name of the person that killed him. What's going on? Why is this not working?
You got ganked. Your style really tanked. Flying that
Maybe
big
She's on
ship,
Fire is the
now
one
it's
singing this.
spanked. Wrong fit, wrong ship. What the fuck were you thinking? Now your wreck's on the grid. Your rep is sinking. Hollis blues.
Oh.
What were you smoking?
He didn't drop very much. And he wasn't worth very much. Oh gosh. All right. How about a couple of them that are higher in value?
Flex tanking might be bold, but it's a joke. In the harsh void of space, you're now broke. Hollis blues, what were you smoking? Cargo worth a fortune, now you're choking. 30 billion in the hole, that's bold.
At least he's trying to get fast alignment.
You're a dumb motherfucker, acting like a space sucker, but really you're a fool.
Why is this 4.3 billion?
Shouldn't be flying, cause all you do is
1 billion dropped. He doesn't even have rigs in. Oh, blueprints. Oh my goodness. Single ship took him out. This is fit for alignment. I don't know what kind of alignment this would get him, but the low friction nozzle joints would have helped. But he doesn't have any tank. And he lost a ton. At Jita undock. Humanity. Okay, here's another one. I'm going to bet you that those are medium cargo hold optimizers. Ah, they are. Trying to fit as much shit in there as you can. 841 million lost. Dropped 612 million. So he dropped almost everything. And the nice thing for gankers is when they shoot these, they don't have to have a very big ship to pick them up.
Welcome to the Dragons.
So they can take a smaller ship to pick the stuff up, to pick their loot up. So there's another one for you. Oh gosh, here's another one. Okay, this one is interesting because he's at Jita undock. Do you guys see some sort of pattern here between the ships and the location? Jita undock. Oh my God. And so he is cargo expanded all the way out, and he has this. So a burst jammer. I don't think you can use a burst jammer in HiSec. So, that can be used in nullsec, and so he's null-fit, but he's expanded out. Why? Why are you so expanded out? I don't get it. And, you had a billion cargo or whatnot. So it's just, gosh. Okay, so here's one. Okay, so this one's not so bad. It's a Jita undock, and two of them got him. So close to 8,000 in damage. He must not have had this turned on. This alignment stuff here, I really think that this alignment... Okay, what has he got in here? Is it low? Yeah, it's got the low friction nozzle joints. I got to hand it to him for that. This right here, I believe that needed to replace one of these with a nanofiber in order to get you at 3 ticks on alignment. But with this right here, he's probably just above 3 seconds, which makes it 4 ticks. Because if your alignment says 2.99, you will get off at 3 ticks. That's 3 seconds. Each tick is a second. If you are at 3.0, it's kind of like you're not sure, because it could be 2.996 or it could be 3.001, and under 3 you'll be at the 3 ticks. Over 3, even if it says 3 on there and it's like 3.001, then you're at 4 ticks, which is 4 seconds. That's 25% longer on getting to warp. 25% more time they have to scram you. But in this case, when was the last time we saw a scram? Also, though, maybe they can't lock that fast and fire that fast. I don't know. This is where having since they changed Jita, there's now 4 exits on Jita. They point 3 different ways on the 4 exits, if I remember correctly. And the problem is where is your undock bookmark for an insta undock? You also need an insta dock. You want to land like inside the station where you're already ready to dock and everything, and it just instantly docks as soon as you're in there, before, like right when you're out of warp, so they don't have time to shoot you. I use that all the time, but I don't take blockade runners in and out of the trade stations. I just don't. I park them in a station next door. Not system next door, just another station in the same system. So, and here we go. Another guy. Oh, he's low friction nozzles, but he's cargo expanded. He's at Jita again. And same people shooting him. When will they learn? He didn't drop very much, but it was a 1.35 billion, 1.34 billion ISK loss. So there we have it. All right. So repeat after me. Fast alignment, high tank, don't cargo expand. That's what's getting everybody killed. And don't go in and out of the trade hubs. Got it? Have another ship there. If you go there often, have another ship in another station that gives you the tank that you need to get in and out of the station. Simple as that. All right. Man.